And good evening, everybody. If we did this right, welcome to another Hoops HD bracket rundown. I'm your host, Chad Sherwood. Uh, with us, first of all, is John returning to join us again tonight for a bracket rundown. John, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Actually, just happened to be returning from NJIT country.
Oh,
Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to pick up any
Wow.
apparel for the people's team this year, but hopefully that will change for the next podcast coming on.
wow, you were in my neck of the woods here. um, Great. Also joining us, sort of, is David Griggs. David, what's going on here? Why can't we see you?
Well, I am horrible. Essentially, what happened last night was ridiculous. Like, I don't know why. Well, first of all, the directions you gave me seemed to be wrong. It's like you were trying to send me somewhere else. And then I get there, and it's a bourbon tasting, and it was going really well, I thought, and I was making all kinds of great comments and great conversations. And then that guy just said, listen, we don't care about Kansas and Missouri, and we don't care about 10 miles, and I think you've had enough. And I just went off, and I'm like, you can't say that. It's not like you live here. It turns out he did live there. But I don't know. Like, it's all kind of a blur. You seem kind of embarrassed, Chad, but why do I get thrown in jail for that?
Well, I just kind of pretend I didn't know any, blue shark puppet running around, getting wasted there, and well, as a result of
This is
your
my one phone call, by the
your
way.
incarceration here, we have had David Griggs is on self-imposed probation from video tonight.
Kind of like Syracuse.
Speaking of self-imposed probation, why don't we start with a little bit of news here? Syracuse has, while clearly on their way to not being in the tournament, decided since we're not going to make it anyhow, let's use this as our probation year as opposed to next year when we are actually scheduled to get hit. Pretty much
I
what the
don't.
plan was, I think.
I
Not much
still.
different from what Miami's football team did a couple years ago when they banned
Right.
themselves from, what is it, 1 or 2 years of bowl games.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I still had Syracuse hovering around the bubble. I still thought they had a chance to get in. They weren't having a. They were having a worse year than what we're normally used to seeing them have. But I still thought that they had a NCAA's.
Yep.
Not now though.
Yeah, but
It's not like Southern Miss, who was going to miss the CIT by 500 miles.
yeah, what Southern Miss did was even more pointless, I think. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
This is a team that's horrible this year. But, I mean, Syracuse, obviously, I'm, I have no doubt the thought is, hey, we're going to be a lot better next year. We're definitely going to be out a year anyhow. Why not do it
Yeah.
this year? Maybe we curry a little favor by making it self-imposed.
Right.
I
And
really think
again,
it's
it's
double should slap and make them ineligible next year, too, anyhow, just because of that. But
They might, but I mean, again, it's. I mean, I think the thinking is. I agree with you and John too. I think the thinking was let's sentence ourselves so we get time already served, and by the time we're good again, we're already out of it. Yeah.
Well, why don't we head right into what our plan is for tonight, which is we're going to build an S curve. Now, I think John and I both have S curves. David, since we don't let you be a moderator or mediator, we'll let you just beat up on
Well,
us,
what?
or usually both beat up on
Why
me
not?
while we run through them.
I don't understand why I'm never allowed to be in charge ever.
Uh, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up the blank S curve on the screen, possibly, or maybe not. Uh, this
Great
computer.
work, Chad. It's going splendidly well so far.
There we go. It should be coming up right
Dozens of
about
people
now.
watching are change. Oh, that looks really good. This is the first time I've seen it since you made adjustments.
Okay, there we go. I think that we get everything on the screen there, and I think it's locked in. Um, Present to
Yep.
everyone. Is that the magic button I have to hit?
I see it fine.
Okay.
So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Yep, I can see it, and I can also see, what is it, the first 8 or 9 teams out of the field.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got this is the list we're going to be using today. We'll be bouncing
All
back
right.
and forth between having it on the screen and not. Um,
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
Chad,
lock.
just to, okay, yeah, you know how to lock the screen. Okay.
I think
And
I've
again,
locked
when
it
it,
to the screen, but if we didn't, then everybody can follow
yeah,
along when it comes up. We're
say
making
something,
things up
John.
here.
Okay. Right.
Um,
And again, if you ever want to unlock it, just click it again. All right.
well, we're going to start with the top four seeds, and I think all three of us will agree Kentucky is number one at this point.
No dispute here.
Yes.
Uh, as you can see, Kentucky, we're still drawing a line through them, though, on the screen because they still have not yet rescheduled that game with UTEP for next season.
Yeah.
Shame
going
on
to
you,
continue.
Kentucky. Shame on you.
UTEP
Right.
is getting bonus points this time around.
Well, I give Tim Floyd a few extra bonus points for the way he attacked Kentucky in his comments about it, but that's not his team, though.
Yeah.
um,
Chad, it's not locked, by the way. At least it's not on. Is it on yours? I guess it doesn't matter what's going on.
okay. Well, hopefully we can get this to stay locked in here. I'll work on that.
You mean like Kyle Lamb's bracket in the preseason? One where he had to refresh it like 15 or 16 times during the show.
Yeah.
Number two overall.
Like if you click on your window, it'll lock it. On the bottom, you see on the bottom there where the three of us are.
Yeah, I think it is locked in. We'll work on that.
Well, I don't like the communication system here where they have me is ridiculously insufficient. You got to get me out of here, Chad. It's what we pay you for.
Number two overall. I've got Virginia.
I actually have Kansas on the number 2 overall.
Number two overall, Kansas.
Yep, number 2 overall.
Really? How do you have them ahead of a team? When you look at Virginia and that they've won
top 25 and top 50 overall wins. As of this week, I think Kansas has 8 wins overall. Utah, at Georgetown, at Baylor, Oklahoma, Iowa State in the top 25 alone, and also within the top 50 at Texas, Oklahoma State, and Michigan State on a neutral floor. Virginia only has 4 of those wins to this point, at VCU, at North Carolina, at Maryland, and also at Notre Dame.
John, I agree with you 100%. This Kansas profile is an incredible profile. My problem with that comment is Kansas is sitting here with 3 losses, including a loss to a non-tournament team, Temple, and Virginia has 1 loss, and it was to Duke.
Yeah, and when you look at Virginia's 4 wins, all of them in true road games, and all of those, like, how many combined home games have those teams lost? VCU, I realize they just lost at home in Richmond, but there was but that was kind of an extenuating circumstance. You still have to give them a lot of credit for when Virginia went in there and won, I would think.
Well, based on some of the numbers I'm seeing, Kansas also has the number 1 overall strength of schedule and the number 2 non-conference strength of schedule. Based on what I've seen for Virginia, they were number 8 overall, and their non-conference was 21. According to, CBS Sports and Jerry Palm's figures.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that I was going to knock you two for a loop when I was going to put Kansas as my 4th overall team, as opposed to another team that I've had up there on the one line all season. But to have Kansas number 2 overall, I can't agree with that. I just don't think when you have a 1-loss Virginia team that we can.
Yeah, I would have Virginia 2, and I would still have Duke 3rd with wins at Louisville, I mean, again, they're true road wins at Whiskey, at Louisville, and again, over the weekend at Virginia. I mean, I was kind of going back and forth between Duke and Virginia, but I still think Virginia's overall body of work is better. And, man, I mean, for Virginia to go in and win at North Carolina like that. So, and then, of course, you have Gonzaga as the 4th number 1, right?
I actually have them number 5 overall behind Duke and Virginia.
Yeah,
I just
John.
think their overall strength of schedule is going to be hurt by playing in the West Coast Conference, whereas
Right.
Duke and Virginia are going to have plenty of opportunities to keep padding their records.
Yeah, John, Chad's gone. His computer must have dropped it.
Oh, the tables have turned now that
Right.
Riggs is kicking off Chad.
Yeah,
Always thought Chad was supposed to be the one beating the puppet.
right. We might have to, start, well, we're going to have to start over. He might have to email you that, because I think it's the screen share that throws him. So we might have to figure out a way to get this email to you. All right. Sit tight, John. We'll be right back.
I'm hanging on. Yeah. Not bad. Let me see. Let me save this.
Chad, you okay?
Am I back?
Yeah. All right.
We're still broadcasting.
We are?
It says we are. I gotta stop this.
Yeah, go ahead and stop it.